Just real quick, we've been involved with it since it opened, and there's a difference between Kim and I. And Kim will take what she learned and apply it to others. And just the other day, she didn't realize we were supposed to close out of IMA. I didn't close out because
I left it on his.
She didn't know that I had opened it, and she said, "Oh, well, just do this." And she's a student of it, and she's learning it, and now she can do it on her own. She's whipped up a new trade for me, and because she learned it, and that was all by just going through here. We went through Invest Tools, and we learned the basics, but really Kim studied what Mike had to say and what Stacy had to say, and she is a much better trader in a year.
Yeah. And that's what I think is fantastic is when we even hear our students, we have our members that are with us, say that they change some of their own trades. Because we can teach one of the current trades, but when you can then apply that same knowledge to other trades you're into, that's when we made a difference. Because everybody can just copy us. You can copy us, and our pass is a little over 98% right now. You can copy us and probably make some money. But, past history isn't future representation. I'm not an attorney, but you guys can understand that part here. But what do you do with that information? Are you a true student and you now apply that to the rest of your account? That's what we love to hear, because now we know we've made a difference. The charities are going to make a difference because charities are getting our cash. So we like that. But when you can now start making better educated choices in your account, and you did this, you made a better trade, you were in a loss here, but you took a $500 loss to a $1,500 profit, I like to hear that kind of stuff, because that means that what we're teaching is actually sinking in and you're using it. I think that's fantastic. And that's one of our real goals, to teach you how to really invest and not just be the student.
I understand you speak often of Stacy.
Stacy's my sister.
Okay. Is she somewhat involved on there as a foil to your type of investing, or do you just concentrate on what you
Good. On Stacy, we both trade. So I'll trade one Tuesday, she does the next Tuesday. But we're on the conferences together. So you hear both concepts. She's a much more aggressive trader than I am. And so some of her trades scare me. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how she sees the market. And she's actually made more money than I have as well. But she has to correct a few more trades than I have. So both sides are good. So because I like having her on there, because I'll associate a lot more to the logic in the room. That's just how I am. She's a little more, not necessarily emotional, she's logic, but some of the emotional trades, because her trades are a little more aggressive, she fixed that part at the same time. I'll also associate more with the men, and she'll connect more with the women. So it's good to have both parts of that in the room. She's a very good trader. She's actually made more money than I have. And I like being able to share my ideas back and forth with her. Doesn't mean I'm going to do her trades, though. But she's good. She's very good. So it's nice to see two different viewpoints versus just mine, even though when it comes to managing a trade, we both believe in there's many different opportunities for you. And before I place it, if I'm going to change a trade, alter it, I run it through her. If she's going to change her trades, she runs it through me. So it's something we both do, maybe slightly different, but we would both do the same thing. So it's good to have two different people, and I like being able to share that information with our members with her.
What time are your seminars?
The seminars are every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We usually log on at 9:10 p.m. and just kind of answer some general questions. They go for about 45 minutes, and then they're archived about a half hour afterwards. They're archived on the website, so if anybody who couldn't make that can go back and just watch it.
I have a question online. I'm going to unmute. Tuan, go ahead. Tuan, can you hear us? Hold on a second.
Maybe they had to leave.
Tuan, can you hear us okay?
Not looking good for the NASDAQ.
That sounded like at least I heard something on their back end.
That was us.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. He just called in, so.
Let me ask you a quick question while we're waiting. Do you do a search for stocks, or how do you pick stocks to trade?
You know what? The question is, do I do a search for stocks? What I like about having my own website, nickclear.com, I can make it do anything that I want to do.
Okay.
And so I have a basic search. I've got 2 new searches I'm going to add pretty quickly here. I've got some new charts being added as we're talking here. So I'm just, I don't know, testing them. So that I'm trying to break it, so that it gets all the flaws out. And I keep my searches very easy. If you go on my website, I've got a search that says, show me, it's just the most basic searches that says, take every stock in the stock market, and I'll rank them all fundamentally, every single stock fundamentally, and then Each stock is ranked fundamentally. Now take that stock and put it in its industry group. I rank the whole group fundamentally. And take that industry group and put it into its sector. And rank the whole sector fundamentally. And now search the entire stock market for the strongest fundamentally sound sectors and put whatever sector strongest first on my search. And then from that sector, break it down to the strongest industry group within that sector. And then from that industry group, break down the strongest stock. So when you run the search, the very first stock that comes up is the strongest stock fundamentally from within the strongest industry group from within the strongest sector. So that is the best fundamentally sound stock in the best neighborhood in the best city. That's how you look at it. And then it ranks down through there. So it goes through that whole sector, industry group, to the next industry group. That whole sector is done. And it takes the second strongest sector and does the whole thing all over again. So I'm looking for a stock. If I want to find a stock, remember I said fundamentally, I don't pay attention to it other than I want to have good fundamentals. So when I run, like I said, show me the best fundamentally sound stocks, click the button, it comes up automatically, 800 stocks, whatever, ranked in that order. And on the right-hand side is a quick 3-month chart of each one of them. So I really don't even care fundamentally what they are. I know that they're the best of the best. So I just then look on the right-hand side for a pattern. Usually I'm looking for something for an uptrend. It's recently just pulled back and bounced it. Click on it, that's my trade. So I'll find a trade within 30 seconds. It's really that quick for me.
Do we have access to that?
No, that's a paid service. Yeah, but the point was, I like having it because with my own website I can do what I want to do. But regardless of whether you use that or not, there's a lot of really good free stuff out there. Any search, remember I told you this morning, whatever stock you give me, I will be able to place a trade and make money on that. So no matter what it is, if you just watch CNBC, they mention a stock, boom, there's a trade right there.
So you're saying we can subscribe to that?
Well, you can subscribe to it, sure. And again, I'm the worst salesman for my product.
Right, that's okay. That's,
Budget
that's
like
okay.
$25 a month.
$25 a month.
And to get access to that selection survey.
Plus we have stock picks, covered call picks.
$25 a month. If you have an hourly rate for yourself, and you are doing that manually,
I know.
I'll happily give you $25.
No, I offer it.
For free.
So there's a $1 trial for 2 weeks. If you want to try it for $1 for 2 weeks, 99 cents for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, stop.
So time would
And if you even ask for $1, I'll give you the $1 back if you want it back. I try to keep it simple. My goal isn't to make you pay a lot more money. We've all paid a lot of money for education. Everything now should be inexpensive or free. Choose one of those two processes for you at this point. Because you pay for your education. That's the most expensive part. Right back online?
No, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it set up correctly.
Curiosity first off. How? What's the execution of it when you enter your trades? They're just at the open, or
Each trade that we do is a day order. So anytime during the day. So if we do our perfecting profits class, or even no matter what trade I'm into, I'll place all my trades as a day order. So if I get filled at the open at 10 o'clock, at noon, at 3, I don't really care. It's just a day order. At the end of the day, it expires if I don't get it filled. So every trade is a day order, because sometimes if it's a perfecting profit trade, there might be 5,000 contracts waiting to be filled. What do you think the market maker is going to do? Doesn't want to fill them. But if the stock moves our direction, kind of goes around, the market's moved back and forth all day, it's a good chance I'll get filled 2 hours later. Sometimes you get right at the open. The majority of times you get filled later in the day. So all my trades are day orders. All my exits are good till cancels. That's a good question, though. You got to really be careful on your entrance. They'll all be just day orders, all of your entrances.
you do market orders and limit orders?
I don't use any market orders. And the reason for that, you place a market order, you don't know what you're going to get. You might get what the market maker has posted, but you might not. And because I do care what I get, it's a limit order. Because I don't care if I don't get filled, I'm okay with limit order. Market orders are, you know you're going to get filled, but you're not absolutely sure what price you're going to get. And there's too many possibilities in today's marketplace. They could really, depending on what the volume is, they could really take advantage of you or give you exactly what they say. I'm just not a fan of it. So, but if they work for you,